President Trump. Why? Why? Why are you doing this? You've just absolutely wrecked my entire night.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth. I'm surviving on the top of the line!
Hi, this is Pastor Marty, and it's been a while since we've done one of these from the truck. In fact, it's been probably at least a year or more, and I just decided, you know what? I feel like doing one from the truck. So welcome to the afternoon drive. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That'll give you notification of my rants, my ravings, and of course, my undeniable, flawless reasonings. Please like and share this video. That's how we build the algorithm. That's how we get the word out that we're here. That's how YouTube will begin to list our videos out there for mass consumption. So thank you in advance for that, and welcome to the afternoon drive. You know, I had planned an evening of, nothing actually, and was going to enjoy it. Maybe sit out on my back deck, enjoy an evening cigar, maybe watch a recap of some spring training baseball. But no, President Trump had to go and do it. As Jobama Biden, the resident of the United States, the installed president, gives his State of the Union address, I was absolutely just going to skip it. First of all, watching an old, senile old man just drone on and babble and occasionally pause and whisper. And I get really loud and obnoxious for no apparent reason other than the fact he's old. I just wasn't going to do it, and I didn't want to watch his campaign stump speech because we know that once again, they're going to try to run Jobama Biden without him actually going out there and campaigning, where he gets himself into trouble when he has to speak in front of people. You know, they hope to pump him up on enough whatever narcotics it is that they get into him to make him somewhat functional for a couple of hours, get him up there on Capitol Hill, get the right, applause lines in there, and let him give a campaign speech and, of course, go after Donald Trump and scare everybody about, threat to democracy and yada, yada, yada. And the border crisis is because the Republicans wouldn't fund the bipartisan border agreement. All that just bullhawk, BS, crapola. Wasn't going to watch it. And then Donald Trump said that he's going to be watching it and responding to it in real time on Truth Social. Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. I do like to watch reaction videos on YouTube, and I do like to watch some of these guys that, give us live commentary when things are happening, like, the Fani Willis hearings going on in Atlanta. The thought of watching Donald Trump in real time responding and fact-checking Jobama Biden, that's entertainment right there. That is he will get, no doubt, bigger ratings than Joe Biden will on every network covering the State of the Union. If Joe Biden is going to be honest, he has to go out there and say, the State of the Union is crap, because it is. But he's going to lie. He's going to tell you that we've got low unemployment right now. Yes, because people are picking up that second job so they can afford groceries. And if they can't get the second job, they're running up credit card debt on necessities. The inflation is not under control. There aren't going to be any rate cuts coming anytime soon from the Fed, at least not enough to make any kind of a difference to help Jobama Biden by Election Day. And the gas prices are continuing to go up, and he can talk about shrinkflation, but at the end of the day, it's costing companies more to make products. Therefore, the products themselves, in order to try to maintain some type of cost control, are getting smaller. That's where we're at. He's just going to lie and obfuscate, and of course, try to get under Trump's skin. I hope Trump doesn't take all the bait that Joe Obama might try to throw at him, but it will be funny just to watch President Trump in real time respond to what Joe Biden is going to be dishing out tonight. I mean, it's just, I got a feeling that subscriptions to Truth Social are exponentially exploding right now as people want to get in on the action.
Republican voters don't vote that way. They don't vote based on economics or based on the benefits they're getting economically from the president. They're increasingly, from the Tea Party on, they're voting on race. They're voting on this idea of an invasion of brown people over the border. The idea that they can't get whatever job they want. A black person got it, therefore drive all the blacks out of the colleges, get rid of DEI. That is what they're voting on. They're just voting specifically on racial animus at this stage. It isn't about economics.
No. I live in Virginia. Immigration was the number one issue.
Yes.
I mean, again, these could change in Virginia.
Well, Virginia does have a border with West Virginia. Very contested area.
Build the wall. Like, what? I mean, when I was in New Hampshire, people were talking about the northern border as a threat. Because Trump has indoctrinated people with this fear of people who do not look like them being a threat to them.
But as you know, I mean, in every election cycle, particularly when there's a Democratic incumbent, we get reminded about the borders, and the borders become a thing again. And then,
the only difference now is they drop the every 4 years part, and now I mean all the programming about cities is the coded threat of crime and
well, meanwhile, on Earth One, the FBI reports that violent crime in America is at a 50-year low.
And migrant crime is not a thing.
And migrant crime is not a thing. And you live on Earth One.
So it's all a figment of our imagination. It's just Republicans and Donald Trump and us rural, white, racist that are afraid of, quote, brown people coming into the nation. Why, according to Rachel Madcow, that violent crime is down 50% and everything is just wonderful, peachy keen. And listening to these white elitist liberal women who live in their multi-million-dollar, secluded, closed, locked neighborhoods and residential communities that absolutely are not on any level in touch with what everyday Americans are dealing with. But how do they explain, the Democratic mayor of Chicago, the Democratic mayor of New York City, and now the governor of no doubt one of the bluest states in the Union, the People's Republic of New York, Kathy Hochul, that mental defective, actually coming out and saying she's going to deploy the National Guard into the subway tunnels.
After a series of recent high-profile violent crimes on New York City's subway system, Governor Kathy Hochul is cracking down.
Anyone looking to do harm or spread fear on our subways, you will be caught.
On Wednesday, Hochul announced she is sending 1,000 members of the National Guard, state police, and MTA police to help conduct bag checks and patrols in some of the city's busiest stations. They will add to the thousands of NYPD officers already patrolling the system.
Oh, Rachel, is that just a figment of our imagination that there's violent crime happening down there and it's brought to us by, what's the phrase I'm groping for? Dreamers? No. Undocumented workers? No. Migrants? No. Illegal criminals who don't belong here. Illegal alien criminals who don't belong here. You guys keep wanting to spin this fantasyland narrative that this is all about just oppressed people who want to come here for a better life. And because of simpleton dillweeds like you, the cartels have effectively been able to just have this steady pipeline of their crap that's killing us flooding into this country. sex traffickers wanting to bring younger and younger underage living sex toys for deviant pervert pigs, other nations coming over here, terrorists coming up through, Chinese soldiers coming up through, etc., etc., etc. Why don't you get off the crack pipe and the Democratic talking points, and why don't you finally just get honest that this idea that you libloons had of flooding the country with a bunch of, quote, poor people from third world countries, they would be so grateful to be here, you could register them to vote as Democrats. Why don't you take a look around at what's really happening? It is an invasion, and by the way, when they gain control and power, you will be the first people they will take out. Don't you get honest about what's happening? Don't you get honest with the families who have lost loved ones because of the murder and the crime? But of course, honesty is not your MO. You want to, quote, scare the crap out of people because Orange Man cometh. Orange Man cometh. You'll have no freedoms, women. You'll face fascism. No, we're facing fascism right now under Joe Biden and his illegal regime, and trying desperately to criminalize the justice system to eliminate his political rivals. That's fascism. And some of you liberals that want to talk about, we're the party of inclusion and equity, you're being lectured to by these elite snob women who wouldn't even give you the time of day or the sweat off the crack of their you-know-what. How dare you allow them to endanger your children, endanger your family, and destroy the great cities of this nation with violence and crime and depravity and just sloven, disgusting brokenness, human feces in the streets, etc., etc., etc. Brought to you by today's Democratic Party.